In this episode of Professional Speaking, I am here as an author, not just as a speaker. And we are going to talk about the value, the importance of book design. So let me show you something. This is my book, The Idea Book. And I'm going to share with you a story where I learned about the value of great book design. It happened when I went to the first bookstore ever to try to get them to sell my book. The most respected bookstore in Sweden. And I said, "Hi, I'm Fredrik here and I've written this book called The Idea Book. Would you like to sell it?" And the owner of the store, she did this. "Yeah, I'll sell it. It's going to sell a lot." And I go, "Wait a minute. You didn't open the book. You didn't read a word I've written. I put my heart and soul to this book and you didn't even start to read a single word." And she said, "I don't have to. I know it's going to sell." And then she asked me another question. She said, "How much is the book? How much do we sell it for?" And I said, 20 euro. She did this. No, 30 euros. She increased the price from 20 euros to 30 euros. And that was the moment I understood the value of good book design. Not only is it instrumental for selling the book, it's also a great way to increase the value of a book. So if you're going to write a book, don't just put it on 99 designs and get someone to do it cheaply for you in some developed country. Nothing wrong with developing countries. I'm just saying don't make it done cheaply. Go and get a great designer anywhere in the world who really understands book design. And I promise you, you will not only sell more books, people will like the book more. People do judge the book by its cover. And I know, because when I did the first version of this book, I decided to, because it's called the Idea Book, I said, oh, it should have a yellow cover, because yellow is a creative color, it's a color of creativity, and the first version was yellow. And it turns out that some people loved it, but most people were hesitant. It's kind of like cars. The people who do decide to buy a yellow car, they love their yellow car, but most people choose not to buy a yellow car. And it is the same with notebooks. The vast majority of people prefer to have a black notebook. And I'm not going to try to convince them to suddenly change to yellow. So I realized the first version I did was yellow. A lot of people, when I showed it to them, said, "Yeah, it looks great," but I wouldn't buy it. And I said, "Okay, I'll go back to black." And then that's when I created this book cover that is very much inspired by the Bible, the best-selling book of all time. So that is the lesson today from Fredrik here and from Professional Speaking. If you are going to write a book, and if you are a speaker, I think you should write a book. And when you write a book, make sure you put the emphasis on the book design that the book deserves. That's what I learned. And I have now sold more than 200,000 copies in more than 17 different language editions, and the book has been a bestseller in multiple countries around the world. So that's the lesson today from Fredrik here on Professional Speaking. Do not forget the value of book design. Now go out there and discover your full potential as a speaker and as an author.